I'm in Oregon, and alright. I'll for our forefathers stood up for fight so we can have equal rights. Having freedom is one thing, but what you do with it is another. Our forefathers did not just give their life, they made a sacrifice. We should take advantage of what we have by living life as best as we can. It's not for us to sit down. We should grab the torch and pass it around. We are a new generation. The past has given us no limitation. Now, Jesus is our perfect example, and we should live like we're his own sample. Jesus showed our forefathers how to not give up, and after looking at them, we will never shut up. Now that we know Jesus for ourselves, we can tell the story and keep the dream going. We know it was the Lord that helped our forefathers to carry on, because look at it now. We are here to tell the story of how the invisible became visible. For all of the world to see, Jesus could have changed his mind, but he stayed for you and me. So I'm here to tell you to keep your faith in God and keep the dream alive.
That we have no other consensus? Everybody know? Yeah. What do you think about our speakers?
Awesome. Awesome.
These faces got that consideration. And they need to know, when you look into these faces, that the dream lives on. The dream lives on. I am uniquely honored to make this introduction. This young lady came to us through a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. To see your neighbors, they take the whole village.
It takes the whole village.
This young lady, we met when our good friend, the Reverend Dwight C. Graves, said to his friend, the Reverend Samuel Moscow, that there's somebody who you've got to have in your place whenever you're bringing youth. Because when you bring her here, they're going to know that they know that you know that she started the same place where you guys started this. And guess where she's gone? National. This young lady is the National Youth Director for National Action Network. Her focus is on educating youth on violence and other issues that are crippling her generation. At the age of, count them, 9, she learned firsthand the frightening statistics that are affecting the young people in the United States. A credit to her youthful accomplishments. She is the youngest playwright and director to ever put on an all-youth sold-out production. She grew a community service project into a nonprofit, Youth in Action USA. She has spoken at the National Center for Human Rights, Girls Conference, Measure the Movement, and many other organizations. Her nonprofit now provides teen safety workshops for schools, she trains teens, college students in many areas of youth advocacy techniques. She travels an average of 4,000 miles a month, speaking have high school, colleges, conferences, women's events. She is an inspiration to young people and the young at heart who are blessed to know her via Facebook. I mean, folks on Facebook. Make sure that you don't leave without her Facebook page. Get to know her, become her friend, because this lady's going someplace. She is an inspiration. Her plan gives young people a way to change the world. She has been honored with an award from President Barack Obama for community service. Al Sharpton's NAN Convention presented to her with 2011 Power Woman Award, and presented to her by President Obama's senior advisor, Mrs. Valerie Jarrett. This young lady believes that young people are a new wave that are here to pick up the baton and finish the race, which the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and my friend, the Reverend Dwight C. Graves, gave their lives. I'd like to bring up, if I could get you to stand to your feet, and welcome the future President of the United States, Mary Patrick.
Hello, everybody. How are you? It's wonderful. I'm really excited to be here, and I'm happy that you all understand Dr. King's dream and his legacy. Dr. King had a dream, a vision, an idea that changed the world forever. He proved that through peaceful actions, you can alter the way people treat each other and move ever closer to equality. As a child of great love for all races, colors, and cultures, I say to you that it is time for youth to stand together now like never before. Teens and people often ask me, is it possible for young people to change the world? The quick answer, absolutely. History provides us with such youth. The Arkansas 9, the St. Augustine 6, and the hundreds of students that died and rioted to end apartheid. We have come a long way from the days of slavery and segregation, but the fight is far from over. I believe that it is the responsibility of each person on this planet to strive to be the very best that they can be. As Gandhi said, you must be the change that you want to see in this world. I believe this, and so I work to completely eradicate youth violence, poor education, discrimination, and inequality. This is not easy, and it's truly impossible to do without the help of others to accomplish. But Dr. King, Huey Newton, Malcolm X, and Reverend Sharpton realized that one person standing up for what they truly believe in can truly change millions. My point is simple. Don't be afraid to try something different. I've had a lot of people tell me that I can do something because of my age. Follow the dream within you, just like Dr. King did. You know, it hurts me to know that mothers are afraid to pick up the newspapers for fear of what the latest headlines might bring. I myself witness daily teens handcuffed face down on the curb. I look with despair and wonder why my tears stray from the path of success. Finally, I ask, what are adults waiting for? You see, adults are waiting for another Dr. King, Huey Newton, or Malcolm X. That special somebody to just show up. But what if there isn't anyone else? What if it's up to us? I pledge to be one of the voices of my generation, as I refuse to listen to music that did not lift up my people or lift up my spirit. The shows I would watch would have to have
All right.
Needless to say, I haven't listened to much music or watched much TV. But consider this, an almost unthinkable scenario, a world without violence, where no child is abused, no wife battered, no friend raped, and no father gunned down. We can't even think of it. Almost the very thought eludes our grasp. Why is this? Why can't we shake off violence? Is it our cynicism, a failure of our imagination where we can't even think of it, thus unable to dream it? I don't have the answer, but I do know that the vision is the ability to see the invisible, and I have that vision. I encourage each and every one of you to get involved in the community, definitely young people. I started when I was 9 years old. Like they said in my introduction, when I was 9 years old, my friend came to me, and she told me what she was going through at home. And ever since then, I I felt like I needed to do something. I felt like as her best friend, I had to be the voice of those who thought they had no voice, who felt like they couldn't speak out. So I soon wrote a play. The play was based on a true story about my friend and what she went through at home. And I've had so many young girls coming up to me telling me, well, you told my story. Thank you so much. I soon gave all the money that I raised for my play. More than 350 people showed up. All the money that I raised for my play was given to the Covenant House, one of the youngest homeless shelters for runaway teenagers. After that, I started a youth organization called Youth in Action in Stone Mountain, Georgia. How many of you all are familiar with Stone Mountain, Georgia? In Stone Mountain, there are no recreation centers for young people to go to. So when young people get out of school, they tend to get in a lot of trouble. They don't have anywhere to go and they get bored. So my peers turn to violence as the answer. Me and a couple of my friends were tired of the violence in Stone Mountain, so we had a sleep out or a sit-in. And 50 kids came out and we slept outside on Memorial Drive for the entire weekend, and adults did not show up. The news and media did not show up to hear what we had to say about the violence going on in our community. So I called Reverend Al Sharpton on his radio show. I was 10 years old at the time. And I said, look, Reverend Sharpton, you're an activist. You need to do something. We're here. We invited the adults and we invited the media, and nobody showed up. What are you going to do? And I know that I kind of had him in the hot seat, because what is this man going to tell this 10-year-old girl who is trying to shake off violence in their community? Now, what can he say? So he soon had his National Action Network Atlanta chapter come out and support us. That day, quite actually. And ever since then, I've just been working with the National Action Network. I see a lot of familiar faces, Mr. Pellegrino, Mr. Gant. They're wonderful activists in the community as well. I couldn't leave this podium without saying that. And who supported me for a really long time. And I just want to encourage all you young people that you don't have to wait to be great. You can truly change the world now. Just like Dr. King, because that wasn't just Dr. King's movement. That was the young people's movement. It was the young people that started that movement. And without those young people, Dr. King would honestly not be who he was in history. So thank you all very much, and it was a pleasure speaking to each and every one of you all today, and good luck to all of you all.